Yeah, my name is Nyayo Chwal Chan Dong. Dong is my great-grandfather's name, but it's our surname. I work with women and children in South Sudan based on post-conflict. As you know, South Sudan has just been on the news lately about wars and wars. And most of people's lives, like my father's generation, is just based on war. Out of war, into war. Out of war, into war. So anyway, there's a good side of it. Coming to Mandela Washington Fellowship, I have learned a lot, and it has got me thinking. When I go back home, there's something I really want to do that I was thinking of doing before I came here. But after learning all these programs, it has given me a wider perspective and a clear objective of what exactly I want to do. I was planning when I go back home, I'm going to start my own organization called Urban Child. And now, at least now, I have my first pilot project. I wish to work with the women again and children for gender parity. I believe it's for the common good. Why women? A woman is, as I see, is just a natural leader. From the way she is wired by God to give birth, she endures labor pains, and then animal instincts. You can see when the lioness is trying to find food, and the lion is just sitting back waiting for the food to be brought to her, to him. Okay? So that's how I see women, as they are natural leaders. They have compassion, how they take care of their children, how they would like to know things in the world, how they create social avenues. Like when there's a party, you'll see in a neighborhood, a woman is the one who would just say, let's do this summer party, or let's do this birthday for this person. So in this journey for trying to create gender parity for women, I thought we were going to start with girls. Let's start by nurturing girls. In this way, I thought that it will help future problems like peace resolution. Okay? I'm going to come to that. When you when you include women in these meetings that, like let's say, rights and policy making and peace resolution and protection rights and issues to do with war and displacement, you will have another perspective of this, which is a soft perspective. And it's going to be something so realistic, because most of the victims of war, according to my experience, are women and children. Sometimes men, just when there's a war, they just get up and just go and fight. Most of them leave their wives at home, or their women at home, and the children. Then the children have to flee until they find a place where they feel secure. In my journey for finding or for nurturing girls to become women leaders, I thought, how can we do this? Let's start with girls of puberty, okay? 12 years of age. Let's start by focusing on them. How do we do this? We start by teaching them every day and leading them and telling them that there are many other women out there who have become leaders, okay? While I was on the internet, actually, I came across something that I found it is a joke, but maybe it's not a joke. You can give me that Google. This is the Google results I found. I searched turning girls into leaders. What is the first result? Turning boys into leaders, part 2. Then the second one, turning boys into leaders. It's like the world is discouraging girls to be leaders. Not even the World Wide Web can encourage girls to be leaders. Who creates these search engines? It is men who, I believe it is men who input this information so that we can search and find these results. Why can't we just find just a list of how to turn girls into leaders? Why does it have to be boys first? And then we find the results in like the 7th or the 8th search result. I find it's not fair, actually. That's how I find it. But okay, but I will not stop anyway into teaching these ladies. The second thing, also another setting, which is so difficult, we lose ladies in teenage pregnancies, early marriages, during war and displacement. Sometimes they go through sexual and emotional abuse, and they don't speak about it. So their self-esteem is just down there. That one, you just kill the chances of that woman becoming a leader. But again, I will not give up. This is a story about two ladies. I will just give you a small perspective. I know these ladies. One is called Marjorie, another one is called Kenya. Marjorie lives in the IDP, okay? She schools in a temporary learning space. She's a beneficiary of an alternative learning program, which basically teaches basic literary skills, A, B, C, D, numeracy, 1, 2, 3, 4, plus, minus, multiplication, division. And then she realizes in this process she's good at math, okay? In that process, she also enjoys tailoring and carpentry. So with that, with the livelihood programs, she gets a job with the first organization, national organization, as a family tracing and reunification case manager. And then after 8 years of experience in that organization, she just has the urge to start her own organization, an NPO. And then she calls it Urban Child. Okay, this is not Marjorie, this is me, okay? Marjorie calling it Urban Child Organization. And then there's this Kenya, just a rich kid, grew up in urban Juba. She goes to international school. Her father takes her to India to study law, and as a doctor, she goes to law school and comes back. The first job she gets is an Urban Child. So what do we see here? There are two ladies in different perspectives. This one grew up in urban life, Kenya, and she had all the opportunities in life. The other one grew up in an IDP. But in one way, the zeal that this lady in the IDP had, up to when she opened up her own organization, made someone who had another good life. She's the one who gave an opportunity to the lady with a good life. How did it happen that way? It's the surrounding that she lived in. In the IDP, she used to see all these things, and then she had this zeal and see that I want to create change. And she has created change that even started with a person who went to a good school. And then, as I insist, the only way we can do this is every day showing ladies pictures of successful women. There's Michelle Obama and Oprah Winfrey. I really love these women. There's the first woman assistant attorney general in the US. Her name is Annette Abbott. That's her name. I just thought she's the first one that's like a 1977 photo, 1956 photo. And then there's, of course, Rosa Parks. So this is how I see I can see that I can change a life of some women in a post-conflict region. Thank you.